So it's a sad day here at Little Hollow Homestead. I've had to work a lot in the last few days. My wife called me last night, FaceTimed me, and showed me what had happened to our chickens. A couple of days ago, I let the chickens out to free range, and I got home that night at 11 o'clock, and I had to be back by 5 a.m. the next morning. So I failed to lock their coop up, and it stayed open for a night. And I didn't get back until late last night, so I'm going to examine the damage today, and I'll share the video she sent when she initially found the chickens, and then see if we can't figure out what happened, what took place here. So let's go investigate. So as you can see, we've got chicken feathers scattered all down the hollow. Oh, blood in the snow. Chicken feathers basically everywhere. Looks like, to me, you can see pea stains in the snow. Lots of blood, which my first thought was most definitely a dog. There's the carnage there. She just put them here in the compost pile. Pretty savage. I mean, half-eaten, missing heads. We've got Little Red survived, thank heavens. She's my little buddy. And then we've got survivor there, and one my wife was able to get into the coop last night. We'll go see which one that one was. This is the first time I've been down here, so we'll investigate. We have 3 survivors, which means we have 6 chickens that were taken. There are 4 that were not eaten and 2 missing. So join me on my investigation. Again, lots of blood. Lots of blood. I don't see any obvious tracks other than my dog. You know, we've got some blood up here. Looks like that's where, oh my goodness. Looks like that's where my black Australorp was killed. That's where one of the Barnvelders was killed. Anyway, we'll keep investigating here. Oh, it looks like the other survivor is my Buff Orpington. Looks like she's been beaten up a little bit. We'll check her out. She's missing some tail feathers, it looks like. All right, well, let's I'll get in there and check the investigation. So here are 3 survivors. I was able to check out that Buff Orpington right there. Other than a few missing feathers, well, there went another one. Other than a few missing feathers, I don't see or feel any damage, any lacerations or anything on her. So I think she will probably survive the ordeal. I don't know, this winter's been a weird one. So it has just been a long, nasty, cold, wet winter with tons of snow, and everything is hungry. All indications point towards a dog probably doing this. However, dogs don't usually eat the chickens, so I can't explain the 2 missing birds, which leads me to believe maybe it was a fox. Usually they can just eat one bird. Coyote, I think, would have annihilated everybody. They would have just kept killing. But it's still a mystery with the 2 missing birds. I would lean towards dog, but I don't know. I've done a lot of searching on the internet to find out what it might be. And of course, you can get all kinds of opinions on the internet. Lead you around anywhere they want to take you. But chime in and leave a comment and let me know what you think may have done this. Like I said, 2 missing birds. I've got a pile of dead birds. One with just its head missing, which indicates a dog or a wolf, which I hope there's no wolves around here. They say there isn't, but who knows. We're not that far from Yellowstone. And then like a partial breast is eaten out of one. which I believe indicated I think that was a bobcat or something. Anyway, it's just not consistent. The damage to the birds that I've been able to find, and then the 2 missing birds that are unexplained, it doesn't point 100% to a dog. So help me out if you've got a theory or an idea, or if you've had this experience happen to your flock. Let me know. Little Red's right under my feet. She is, I think she's traumatized by the whole ordeal. Poor little girl. There she is. I feel horrible. If you've watched any of my chicken videos before, you know how I feel about my chickens. I love my chickens, and this has been hard. This is my fault. I didn't take the time to come down and protect them. I feel bad. I feel horrible. So anyway, I guess, you know, that's part of homesteading, part of farming, self-sufficiency, whatever you want to call it. You do lose birds occasionally. You do lose animals once in a while. And then, you know, the animals that you raise with the intended purpose to use for meat, you know, you've got a big hand in taking their lives too. So it's a responsibility we all share, that we all take on when we start doing this kind of stuff and providing for ourselves and our family. So all we can do is pick up the pieces and make it better and learn from our mistakes. And I'm learning from this one. So as I've been working here, I've been thinking a lot, and we've had a lot of deer. I don't even have any deer in my yard that even come through here anymore because the snow's so deep. They can't find any food, so they're all down in the lower country, down in the valley. Elk are down in town getting hit by cars. Everything is just struggling to make a living this winter. Chickens, skunks, raccoons, whatever, and whatever killed my birds here. A little more investigating. I've got it narrowed down. It's probably either bobcat, fox, or dog. So I think those are my top 3 predators. I don't see any lion tracks. I don't see any mountain lion tracks at all around anywhere. Those are pretty obvious. They're big. I've had those down here before. They've never bothered my chickens, but then my chickens haven't been out. Bears are hibernating, so rule out the bear theory. That was a far-fetched theory anyway. But anyway, it's just been a tough winter, and people, birds, animals, dogs, cats, everything's just struggled to survive around here this year. So you can't blame the animals. I mean, even if it was a neighbor's dog or something that did this and killed my birds, you can't blame the dog. That's instinct for a dog to do it. You know, and then a wild animal, they're just trying to make a living. They're trying to survive and feed their family. So I get it. So we'll keep chipping ice and keep theorizing new plans for next year and what kind of birds we're gonna try and get, and go from there. So I do have a trail camera down here. Looks like it's kind of been knocked around a little bit. Of course, my little bungee cords are getting weather beaten. Fortunately, I didn't have the SD card in it. So I'm going to take it off, and I'm going to post it up here and post it so whatever it was, if it comes back to get these dead birds, I'll be at least able to solve the mystery. So we'll get that put into place here and get fresh batteries in it. See if we can catch the perpetrator. So some good news. My theory about putting this dome on this onion tray has worked. I have germination happening. So even though we lost life on the homestead, we have new life. Okay, we've got all that ice chipped. Got the gate so it's nice and tight up along the gate post there. Got the girls a little treat. I don't know about your chickens, but my chickens love dog food. So I had some old, I think it was oat milk or something. I soaked some of my dog's dog food in it. A little extra treat for them, help them recover from their ordeal. So as we've got our chickens all taken care of now, they're safe and secure, well fed, watered, sheltered. The remaining 3 should be able to survive the winter just fine. As I've been down here working, of course, I've been thinking, and you know, we're all part of the food chain, whether we want to be or not. Even those who turn their nose up at raising your own food or even growing a garden, who prefer to buy their produce and their meat from a grocery store, which is fine. But they're still participating in the food chain, and they're still part of the natural world. And life and death is a part of the natural world, in all its shapes and forms and descriptions. So, you know, we just kind of do what we have to do to just keep ourselves alive, keep our animals alive, and succeed and fail, and continue to be part of this cycle, and take part in the food chain, and live our lives, support our families. So whatever killed my chickens, that's all they were trying to do. So, you know, no hard feelings. I've had dogs take my chickens before, but it's been during the day and I've been there. But I think I've been on this planet 60 years, and I think the biggest predator for chickens that I found is skunks and raccoons. We had a skunk problem a couple years ago, but I don't think the skunks are out this time of year. So, and they wouldn't have scattered the chickens around like they've done. There's little blood spots in the snow all over the place. So I still haven't found my missing birds. I'm still gonna continue. I'll walk up and down the hollow, a little higher, a little lower, and see if they maybe got dragged and stuck under a bush or something. Come back for later. But I need to run down and get some batteries. I don't have any C batteries for my trail cam, so I've got to go get those, and then I'll get the trail cam set up. Hopefully we can capture whatever returning to the scene of the crime. Okay, I decided to put the trail camera there. It looks directly over the entry of the chicken coop, and then the compost pile here, the dead birds. Should be able to catch whatever's stalking my chickens. I decided to put it there rather than facing the chickens, cut down on the amount of pictures of just chickens. So we'll see how that works, and then let's walk up here and do a little more investigating. There's one of the heads. That's my black Austral. Oh, there we go. Okay, well, unfortunately, there's my Australorp. So that's one of the missing chickens found. If you look at the tracks up here, it's hard to tell, but gosh, those look. Oh, as I fall in the snow, son of a gun. If you look, those tracks are a little too round, and I don't see any indentations of a pad on a foot. But whatever killed my chickens, this is their tracks. Thought maybe I could find the imprint a little better, but I don't know. Those are pretty big. So I'm kind of nervous it might be a young mountain lion. Just kind of videos. I walk up the hollow here looking for that other missing bird. The reason I'm suspecting a young mountain lion at this point is because that black Australorp was buried in the snow pretty well, and a lot of dug up snow around it, like it was intentionally covered, which is what mountain lions do with their food to come back and get it later. So we'll walk up the hollow here. I'll shut up as I walk, and we'll see if we can't find that missing bird. All right, Izzy, let's go find the bird. Go find our chicken. Let's go. Let's go. See the aftermath of that flood with all that silt on the base of my hen house. I've got to get that cleaned up as soon as the ground thaws enough to actually dig in it. Well, I'm seeing more evidence of marking territory, which is classic behavior for mountain lions. I don't know, these prints look pretty round, which points towards mountain lion. I don't know, I haven't been able to really find a good clear print. Oh, there's one right there. Look at that. You can see those toes. See, there's more marking of territory. So, boy, I don't know. Let's go walk the other way. There's really good print right there. To me, a dog's print doesn't tend to be as round. It's more elongated. At least looking at Izzy's tracks all over the snow here. You can see the imprint of claws under there. I'm slowly changing my mind that it could be a juvenile mountain lion that's been forced to go out and find its own way in the world. Well, let's walk this other way and see if we can't find that other missing chicken. So, coming back to this place where that black ostrelorp was buried in the snow, you can see how, I mean, all this snow was on top of it like it was intentionally buried, which is not something you would see a dog do with a chicken, since they really don't eat them. They're just in it for the sport. So, I don't know. My deduction is that if I can't find this one missing bird, it ate the one bird, buried this one to come back later. And then, if that's the case, if it is a mountain lion, we should be able to catch it on video with our compost pile with the dead chickens in it, because they'll be back.